Our movie begins in Lebanon on the night of the full lunar eclipse, which is announced on the news so that citizens would see it. The news is about Ziad's house, who is dressed up and glamorous because he is going to a party with his friends. He is married to Jana, the veterinarian, and it is obvious that he loves her very much. He invites them both to go to Walid and Mai's house, their friends, and spend the evening with them. Mai has an only daughter named Sophie, who treats her mother harshly and badly because Walid is spoiled beyond measure and always sides with her mother Mai in any problem, to the point that Mai refuses to let her daughter go out to spend the evening with her friend because she is sure that her daughter will meet her friend Gilo, whom she hates. However, Sophie does not care about what she says and continues getting dressed to go out. She goes to complain to Walid, and all that bothers him is that Mai is interfering in her daughter's affairs too much. He tries to calm her down, and that's it. We go to Mariam and her husband Sharif, who is also wearing a cold suit, so they can move to Walid's house. Sharif's mother is sitting with them in the same apartment. Before Mariam leaves her house, she takes a glass of whiskey and then puts on mouth freshener so that Sharif doesn't notice that she drank. They move to Walid's house until they arrive and look at the moon. Mariam asks her husband Sharif about the special thing about the eclipse that will happen. He tells her that the moon will remain dark for a while, and rumors say that many strange things happen at this time. They enter Walid's house and are the first friends to arrive. They greet Walid, followed by Mai. Mai asks what they want to drink, so Mariam tells her in a low voice that she wants whiskey because she is hiding her problem from her husband. She sees that Mai is upset and knows from her that Sophie is upset with her and that she is going out with Jill and her friend. Mariam also becomes afraid for Sophie and advises Mai not to let her daughter. She goes down and goes to him, and their conversation is interrupted by the arrival of Jana and Ziad, who cleans up for them, and they are all waiting for their friend Rabi, who is with his friend Rasha, whom they all want to see because they trust Rabi's taste, that he is a gem. Mariam and Mai say that Rabi is kind, handsome, and lovable, and any woman would wish to be associated with a gentleman like him until they hear the sound of a car. So they run to the door of the house to open it and see Rasha, but he came alone, and he is upset that she will not be able to come to the party because she is tired and decided to stay at home, and he takes pity on her, and it becomes clear that the relationship between them is a strong, brotherly relationship, and they all prefer to respond to Rabi so that he tells them about Rasha, her looks, and even her height, and they ask Ziada about her Instagram. So he says that she does not have an account on social media at all, as if he is blocking any means by which they can see her, in addition to the fact that he does not have a single picture. Why? They all go out to watch the lunar eclipse with Walid's telescope and continue interrogating Rabi about Rasha and learn from him that they have been in a relationship for a month and that the relationship is still in the beginning. After they finish talking, they go back to the house to prepare dinner and talk about their fifth friend, Sami, who broke up with his wife, Noor, their friend, because he cheated on her with a young woman, 22 years old. This is the first time they have met after what happened. The men's team defending Semi moves to the women's team defending Noor, and they put all the blame on Semi until Ziad tells them that Noor is the one who was wrong from the beginning because she took Semi's phone and read the message sent by his lover. At that moment, the whole thing was exposed and a separation occurred between them. If he wanted to cheat on his wife, he should have been smarter than that. At that moment, his wife, Jana, turns on him and asks him about what he was supposed to do to hide his betrayal. Right, and Mai joins Ziad in saying that the mobile phone has become their biggest disaster, and that if any two people in a relationship searched each other's mobiles, they would immediately explode because of what they would find. So, Sharif manages to talk and tells them that there is nothing important on his mobile phone, and he gives it to his wife, Mariam, and asks her to search it as she pleases, and that she will not find anything. This is the same thing that the others do, so that there is no sensitivity in the conversation between them, until Mai tells them that it is clear that no one has secrets on his mobile phone, so they can play a game together, which is that they put all their mobiles on the table, and any message, call, or email that comes to the mobile phone at that time. A loud noise approaches, and everyone hears it, and they all fall silent. But in the end, they are forced to agree to the game, so that it does not appear that anyone has something hidden. The mobiles are placed on the tables, waiting for the first message to arrive, and Sophie comes to greet them and asks that she talks to Walid alone and asks him for money so she can go out with her friends, and then the first phone rings because of a message that came to it. And it is on Ziad's phone, and the message is from a strange number, and it says that she wants him now. So his wife Jana smiles, who wants him now, and he tells her that the message is from a strange number that they don't know. And then they find the number, calling Ziad's phone, and Jan asks him to put it on speaker. But Ben is confused by her words and keeps saying, "coffee," so that someone will reply to him, and they write that it is a prank from Walid, and that he is the one who sent the message to Ziad's phone from his daughter, Sophie's phone, to make it appear that he dialed a strange number on Ziad's phone, and they all laugh at the prank that was played on Ziad and Jana and Bella. And they find that Robbie's phone rings, and John calls his sister, and he tells her that he will put her on speaker, so she tells his sister that when he finishes his evening out, he will call her so they can talk about Iraq, and after he hangs up, they ask him about the Iraq issue. So he tells them that he applied for more than one job in new places, and he met a job offer in Iraq, and he is still thinking whether to accept it or reject it. They tell Ziad that he will accept it immediately and not stay without work after he left his old job, and that the most important thing is to strive for success as he did when he first closed his shop and the London taxi company. He is currently offering it for sale because the competition is fierce with Uber and Careem, in addition to many projects he had before, some of which succeeded and some failed. They keep talking and laughing together, and Walid gets up to bring the rest of the food, and Sharif helps him and tells him that he is not comfortable with Mariam, as if he lives with a friend or a man in his house and not a wife. He quarrels all day, and they do not agree on anything, and is always stubborn, and he is starting to get tired of her too. They return to the rest, and Mai's mobile rings, and the call is from her father, and he tells her that he agreed with the doctor that the operation will be performed on her. After 2 weeks, he sends her his mobile number to talk to the doctor and agree with him, but he ends the call. He asks her about the operation she's going to have, so she tells them that she's going to have a plastic surgery and she wasn't going to tell anyone. She smiles. How can Jana be a psychologist and have a plastic surgery? She is supposed to be the person who loves her body the way it is. May tells her that she will see how she is after she gives birth, and her body is ruined. Mariam continues. How can Walid be a plastic surgeon and his wife get plastic surgery with another doctor? Walid tells her that his wife doesn't listen to him and that the most important thing for her is to listen to her father, that she get the operation with a famous doctor so that the operation is guaranteed, on the basis that the stranger will be more afraid for his wife than him. In addition, he knows that Hammam doesn't like him because he doesn't think he is up to the task. After the conversation calms down a bit, Robbie asks permission to go out to the balcony to smoke a cigarette, but Sharif runs to go talk. He is alone with him and says that he needs his help and no one else can help him. He explains to him that a girl will send him pictures of herself at 10 o'clock on his mobile, and he can't even hold his mobile, and the only solution is for them to switch mobiles because they are the same type, and if the pictures come, it will be obvious that they are on Robbie's mobile, and the matter will pass. But Robbie tells him that this will cause him problems with Rasha if she knows what happened, and she will think that the pictures came to him, so he agrees because his life depends on it, and his home could be destroyed if they don't make him happy. Robbie doesn't give him a clear answer and leaves, and I go back inside, and Mariam is preparing food with Mai, and her phone rings from someone registered as Steve Jobs, and she answers it, and the person who is trying to reconcile with her husband comes out and tells her that he is ready to receive it. After that, a group message comes on WhatsApp, and the mobiles of Ziad, Sharif, and Walid ring, but Robbie's mobile doesn't ring, and he understands that there is a group. He is not in it, and is annoyed by their behavior that they do not like to play with them unless they need someone urgently, just to complete the team, and they try to make up with him and do not eat. And a message comes to Ziad's mobile from Nicole, his company's coordinator, telling him to call her urgently. So she tells them that Nicole calls Ziad a lot for trivial problems to solve for her, and he continues eating and starts a fitness program on Robbie's mobile. So he gets up from the table to do fitness exercises, as the program says. And at that moment, everyone is looking at Rabi. So Al-Sharif finds the opportunity that no one is paying attention to Rabi's mobile, and Rabi starts to grab his mobile and knows what Ziad did and agrees to his plan. And after a short while, Rabi's mobile starts ringing because of a message, and they open it in front of Jana, and it is a girl named Isa who really sent him pictures of herself, and he tries to prevent them from seeing them. But Ziad takes the mobile from him and shows everyone there the pictures on the mobile. He realizes that he has a relationship with two people, Asa and Rasha, and the matter passes until Rabi's mobile, the person who is with Sharif, rings with a message from a person named Roy, checking up on him. Sharif tells them that Roy is a new employee in the company, so Rabi is shocked that he must respond to him and check on him and that he is fine and must respond to him immediately. But the most important thing is that he does not reveal his location, because not just anyone who knows his location is interfering in his personal life. Robbie appears to be very agitated to the point that they try to calm him down a little and say, "See, I'm done. He won't respond to Roy." A voice message comes to Mariam's mobile, and it is her friend Rania, who tells her that the apartments she has been looking for, one of them will be empty in 2 months, and that these apartments are very suitable for her mother-in-law, so she keeps planning for her to move his mother into an apartment alone, far away from them. He tells her that he will not allow her to do this to his mother, and if she is upset with her, he can take her back to Egypt to live in her apartment comfortably and tire herself out raising. And Mariam tells him that she didn't mean it like that at all, and that his mother came to Lebanon after his father's death because he doesn't travel between Egypt and Lebanon a lot, and he brought her to relax himself, not her, and she gets angry at him if he misunderstood her intentions. He gets up to watch the lunar eclipse again, and May tells them that no one should take his phone so that no one deletes or cancels anything on it, and Jana is the only one who has her phone with them so that they can take pictures with it. While they are taking pictures, she receives a message on her phone from Romeo and her ex-boyfriend, and he tells her that he wants to have a relationship with a girl. Ziad gets angry at Jana and asks God why she is still in contact with him and why he would send her something like this. He leaves and goes to sit alone, so Jana bites him after him and calls Romeo in front of him. Romeo tells her that his ex-girlfriend called him to go to her now, and he was hesitant, so Jana tells him his girlfriend is just taking advantage, no more, and it's better that he doesn't answer her again. He thanks her for helping her and ends the call. Ziad asks her to stop talking to him again and not to answer him in any way because he won't allow her ex-boyfriend to be in contact with her. They meet again at the table. Sophie calls her father and tells him that she's with Gilo now. He asks her to spend the night with him, but she doesn't know how to answer him. Walid knows that if he refuses, his daughter will be stubborn and leave, so he tells her that they raised her to be free and to think well before deciding what to do. But she must know that if she goes to Gilo, she might regret what might happen for the rest of her life. Sophie thanks him for his words and tells him that she will really think again and ends the call with her father. Bella finds out that Roy sent another message to Robbie's mobile, which is with Sharif, writing to him, "Why isn't he answering?" Sharif tells him that he's having dinner with his friends, and then Roy calls and Sharif is forced to answer him and puts the phone on speaker, and Roy tells him that the person is a liar because he made him understand that he was at home sick, and now they say that he is out with his friends and that he is a sick person who plays with people and then throws them away, and that he only answers him when he wants him to, but he ignores him, and does not want him to call him again, and hangs up on him. And everyone is sitting shocked from what they are hearing, because the last thing they expect is that Sharif could be abnormal and that he is a person with sexual tendencies and loves men instead of women, to the point that Mariam Barata starts crying because of what she heard, and that she is living with an abnormal person. So Sharif tells them that this person is definitely crazy and sick to say that because he is not like that, and that he is a wife with children, and no one would believe a wrong word about him from a crazy person. So, Walid supports Sharif that there is definitely something wrong, but Mariam refuses to listen to anyone other than Sharif because the matter is private. He tells her that her thinking is completely wrong, and that he is her husband who loves her, and they have lived together for a lifetime, and it is impossible for her to believe something like this from him. So she grabs Sharif's mobile, which is basically Rabi's mobile, and finds that there are messages between them. She can't stand to sit in front of him and stands in the kitchen for a while with Jana. Ziad argues with Sharif that they have been friends for 20 years, and this is the first time he knows that about him, and he has the right to know. He can choose not to know them at all, because if the matter is a matter of freedom for him, then he is also free to continue with his friend, who he thought was his friend or not. Rabi remains silent without a word, and Mariam stops thinking and goes to him again and asks how much does he know him and how many other men he knows now that her husband is sick, even though he has a wife and children. Rabi comes to talk, so Sharif stops talking, and Mariam keeps yelling at him and arguing with him until she leaves him and goes to stand on the balcony. Ziad's mobile phone belongs to a man named Maurice. He puts it on the speaker, and they ask Maurice if she likes the ring and earrings or not. Maurice says that she likes them and that he will come by tomorrow. Then Jana comes to him and asks who gave him the ring and earrings, as she doesn't wear earrings or have pierced ears. Suddenly, his phone rings. It is Nicole. Jana quickly takes it and answers it. Nicole talks to him as if she is talking to Ziad and tells him that she tried to call him many times and he didn't answer her. She also brought a pregnancy test and found out that she is pregnant with his child. Then she hangs up because no one answers her. She believes Janasi from what she hears and runs to the bathroom, followed by Mariam. Ziad tries to run after them, but Mariam smiles and goes to the room and closes the door on them. She takes off the earrings that he gave her as a gift and calls him a low person. It becomes clear that Ziad was in a relationship with Mai as well. Jana keeps crying in the bathroom and talks to herself that they have been married for a year and their life is supposed to be happy and nothing would make him cheat on her. Mariam is beside her crying, and she doesn't know how to comfort her or herself until Sharif comes and tells her to open it now, because she received a message on Messenger from a guy asking what she is wearing. She tells him that she doesn't know him or what he looks like, even though everything between them is just a letter. He tells her that he will call him and find out what is between them. Then he calls him, and when he answers, Mai speaks instead of Mariam, saying that the person doesn't know Mariam's voice, and he tells her that he's happy that he finally heard her voice, even though she refused to call her or even meet her. Then they end the conversation with him, and he emphasizes that Mariam hasn't met this man, and yet what happened is a betrayal for him, but he won't be able to talk because of his appearance and what happened. Then Mariam repeats that she wants to talk about the one who strangled her, and she tells them that the accident that Sharif had with her while she was with him was that she was the one driving while drunk, not him and the man. The one who was hit and his family died did not keep quiet, and Sharif is the one who is going to be locked up in her place. And since the day of the accident, he has been slandering you because of the sacrifice he made for her, and not for her, but for his children. And since that day they do not speak, and everything changed between them, and Sharif remains standing in front of her, and he is silent, so she tells him that the same silence she has been living in for years, until she suffocated from him, and that he could have saved her a lot if he had told her the truth about him, with Roy. And she leaves Mariam and goes out of the house, and finally Rabi speaks and tells them that he is the one who knows Roy, and that he exchanged his mobile with Sharif, so he is with Walid, And why did he not tell them the truth about him? So he tells them that he was humiliated by them, and he's getting removed from the gang, just like he was expelled from his university as soon as they knew the truth about him, and that his friends themselves did not accept him. So it is certain that the stranger will not be accepted either. That is why Roy has become a sprinkler for them, and he hears the sound of Jana's mobile ringing while she is in the bathroom, so Ziad was afraid that she might have committed suicide, and they would go and break down the bathroom door on her. She stood there adjusting her makeup normally, as if she had gotten over what had happened, and told Ziad that his mother called, and she answered, and told her that she would be a grandmother. She went out to the living room and took off her wedding ring and threw it on the dining table and went out of the house. Walid told Ziad to run after her and catch up with her, giving him his jacket. After everyone left, Maya went to hug her husband Walid while she cried about her betrayal of him without him knowing, and he was scared. They played the game of Maya. No one looked at the other's mobile phone. Jana would have stayed happy with Ziad, and Sharif would have stayed with Mariam, and struggled to live together. Mariam told Rabi that he must introduce them to his beloved Rasha next time. Walid was with Mai in their house after their evening ended well. Mai wrote to Ziad that she wanted to kiss him, but couldn't, and everyone went to his house, but they keep their secrets on their mobiles without revealing them. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Movie Story for more amazing movie recaps. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.